Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. I hope you're doing really well wherever or whenever in the world that you are. Today, we're going to be doing a lot of reading, hopefully. And it is a gray, kind of rainy, cold Saturday. So it's feeling like a cozy, perfect day to read. I've decided to set up a little challenge for myself this weekend. It is a long weekend. I don't have work on Monday. So I think I'm gonna try to read as many books as I can. The theme, if you will, is going to be short books. I feel like I'm very much in the mood to read, but I'm needing a little sense of accomplishment, I guess. I'm in the middle of a few long books and I'm kind of just like reading them slowly. They're not fully capturing my attention and I don't want to get into a reading slump. So I'd like to, check something off a list, cross it off, whatever, to help me feel a little more productive and keep my reading momentum going. So Francis is ready to read as well. It is a little after 9:30 this morning. So I think first I'm gonna make some coffee and then, I don't know, I gotta figure out what to read, I guess. So I'll check back in a little bit. All right, I've got my coffee brewing in the French press. I just pulled up my Goodreads because I wanted to sort the want to read section based on page length. So I'll have it up here on the screen. So the first book that popped up that I either own or I have currently available on my library, one of my library apps, is The Risk, which is the first story or the first book in the My series. So let's start there. Why not? I don't know too much about this series other than one, people are obsessed and they love it. And two, I think it's about a female serial killer kind of getting revenge on people who did her dirty. And she's in a relationship or gets to know the FBI agent who is investigating like her murders or crimes. I don't actually know. Anyways, regardless, I've got it on my Kindle and I think it's on KU, on Kindle Unlimited. And so I'm going to get started. Also, sorry about the lighting. I know it's like gray and shadowy. I'm doing the best that I can. I'll try and lighten it up a little bit, but it's gray outside. So it makes sense if it's a little gray on the screen. I'm maybe like, I don't know, 20 pages in. First of all, I'm into this. This is fun. I'm here for it. I'm very excited and curious to see where it goes. Our main girl, Lana, has just met the like FBI guy. And I should have said this at the beginning. I'm gonna do my best to do this whole vlog as being very non-spoilery. So I will speak as vaguely as I can without giving like anything away. I also just have to note, behind me is Frances's little water thing, like her water fountain. So I'm sorry if you can kind of hear it gurgling. Here's my one thing that I'm noticing with this main character already. I feel like she's a bit overly confident, which I have mixed feelings about, right? Like at the beginning. And, she's like, oh, I've worked so hard so that nobody can read me and I'm so mysterious. And I'm just kind of like, no, girl, it's pretty obvious, like your MO. Or like, you know, he takes some guesses about why she has such this hard exterior upon first meeting her, and she's like shocked when he like sort of gets it on the nose. But I'm kind of like, yeah, it feels pretty obvious to me as the reader too. So I don't know. That was just my first impression. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. My coffee is ready. Yeah, here my Kindle's going out of control here. I'll check back in a little. Oh man, I just finished The Risk. Wow, that was good. That was fun. I normally think I would immediately jump into book 2, but I do want to diversify my reading a bit throughout this little vlog. So I'm going to pick up the next book on my want to read list from Goodreads that I own physically, the ebook of, or the audiobook for, and I believe that was Open Water. So I think it's somewhere back there on my shelf. I'm gonna pick it up. Man, though, this book was crazy. It ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, or not really like a cliffhanger, but just like a, oh shit moment where I really want to keep going. And I will read the next one, maybe even at some point today. But yeah, the only thing I'll say about this little series so far is some of the like profiling stuff. I was like rolling my eyes. I was like, it's so overkill and like not realistic, but it was still fun. It was still fun. I'm very intrigued about where it goes. So anyways, I think, yeah, I'm going to pick up Open Water. Start that. In a couple hours though, I'm going up to my parents' house because we're hosting our book club for The Keeper of the Lost Things by Ruth Hogan. So I'm going to head up that way. My sisters and we might stay up there for dinner. We'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, I'll check in the next time I have a reading update, and Francis needs a little attention. So I'll see you guys later. Sunday, sometime around 10. I realized I never checked back in last night when I got home from my parents. I did get home kind of late, like around 9:30 or 10. All of us just ended up hanging out at the house. We were chatting and catching up. Of course, we talked about the book. It was a lively discussion because one person who shall not be named did not like the book at all, and she had quite a bit to say. Other than that, everyone enjoyed the book, but I think it was like overall one of the more mediocre, like middle of the road reads that we've had or that we've selected. But overall, it was a delight. It was nice to be there. It was nice to see everyone. Yeah, we had a good time. I did start Open Water. I'm on, oh my gosh, maybe chapter 5. The chapters are very, very, very short. And I thought this was a different genre, like literary fiction or historical fiction maybe, because I really didn't know or remember much about what the story was about. But it's looking like it might be a romance. Sorry in advance if a lot of the books I read in this vlog are romance. I'm trying to, like I said, diversify my reading a bit. So hopefully I'll pluck out a couple more books from different genres for this vlog. I don't know, guys. We'll have to see. I'm enjoying it so far, you know, the 30 pages or so that I'm in. It is written in second person, which always takes me a little bit longer to adjust to and to like get into. But yeah, I don't have much to say about that so far. During my driving throughout the day, I listened to Highly Suspicious, Unfairly Cute, the new Talia Hibbert release, because it's also not super long. And I'm loving it. I'm about 45% through, and It's great. It is delightful. It's like, for me, the right kind of high school drama. Like, everyone's being a bit dramatic, but not in a way that's making me roll my eyes. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. It's like a right amount of reaction to conflict, if that makes sense. It is so fun. The audiobook, I'm listening to that one on audiobook. Both audiobook narrators are excellent. And yeah, you are following these two teens, and apparently they were best friends when they were in like elementary, and I think maybe a little bit into middle school, or like whatever the UK equivalent is to those grade bands. And then, you know, Bradley, the guy, tries to branch out and make new friends, and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name. I forget her name, but the main girl kind of feels some kind of way. She gets left behind. She feels like she feels like he makes her feel like she's not good enough to be his friend anymore. And now we meet them in high school, and they're kind of rivals, and they're both in this like internship kind of program to help them get into university. And of course, they're like both there, and they're on the same team, so they're like having to work together, and the proximity is great, and they have really funny banter, and they argue a lot, and it's wonderful. I'm really enjoying it so far. Yeah, that's my book updates. Today, I have nothing on the agenda but reading, and I can't wait. It's exactly what I'm in the mood to do. I am feeling a little under the weather. I noticed yesterday in the evening, I started to get a bit of a headache and like a little bit of like congestion. So I took a little medicine. I'm hoping like getting a really good night's sleep and kind of laying low for the day will help, you know, maybe take a nap here or there will kind of help me stave off whatever this is. So yeah, my plans are I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna pick up probably Open Water and or listen to Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. And then when I'm done with one or both of them, or at a next pivotal moment that I feel like I want to chat with you all, I'll check back in. If not, I'm gonna go because I gotta read. Also, I realized two things looking back at that last clip. Yes, I see I still have Christmas stuff up, so that will be an agenda item today. I'm gonna have to take down some of this stuff. And also, this is very much the wrong date. Does anybody else have these like flip around calendars and you just don't remember to ever change it? I'm realizing that's me, because today is the 15th. I don't know what day of the week was the 11th, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyways, there she is. One task down. Oh man, we just finished Open Water. This was stunning. I think I loved this. It has definitely left me in kind of a, I don't know if melancholy is the right mood, but just kind of like a gently sad mood, but like it's beautiful still. I think the story is about a relationship, but like is more than that. I think it definitely takes some time to get used to the second person point of view, like that writing style. But gosh, the writing itself is gorgeous. The use of water, like the metaphors associated with like deep water, shallow water, swimming, floating, drowning, like all of that was so powerful. I really enjoyed this. I think I need a little more time to like cohesively bring my thoughts together, but in general, wow, this was good. Highly recommend. And it was short and sweet. It's just about like 1:30 right now. Yeah, I loved this. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna go do a little food shop, pick up some bits and bobs, and then keep reading. I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, I'm just getting back from food shopping. I've been listening to Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, and I love it. It is so cute. It is helping me bounce back from my more melancholy mood from earlier this afternoon. It is delightful. They have such funny banter. Oh, it's just sweet. I'm loving it. Anyway, so nothing exciting to report from my food shop experience except yesterday at book club, me and my brother's girlfriend were talking about Rice Krispie treats because they made them recently, some kind of like chocolate peanut butter homemade Rice Krispie. And I was like, ooh, that sounds good. So now I have purchased material goods to make homemade Rice Krispie treats. I cannot wait. So I'm very excited. I think right now I'm gonna make a cup of tea, continuing listening to my audiobook, maybe do a little like mid-month reading journal stuff, and I'll, check in with you guys in a little. gosh. I just finished Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert, and I'm obsessed. That was so charming, so heartwarming. I loved every second. The audiobook narrators are perfection. The story itself couldn't have been more fun. Celine and Bradley had delightful chemistry. I loved their little friendship to rivals to kind of lovers progression. It was so great. That was everything I wanted it to be and more. I loved it. Already I'm do I immediately just reread it again? I'm not, but maybe I will. I'm not. All in all, I loved that. Gonna give it 5 stars. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Anyways, this reading vlog is turning up W's left and right. I have enjoyed everything I've picked up so far. So let's keep the momentum going. I think I left something at my parents' place yesterday, so I unfortunately have to drive back to their place. While I'm there, I might stay for dinner, but we'll see how the timing works out. And I think I'm going to pick up Frenchman's Creek next. One, it was one of the books I pulled for my TBR bowl jar game thing. And 2, it's quite short apparently. And 3, I just found out that the audiobook is narrated by Davina Porter. I love her. I'm thrilled. I'm just so pleased. So I'm going to plug that in the car, give it a listen. Yeah, I think that's all I have to report for now. I'll check in when I've read a little bit more of the next book. Good morning. It is just about 10 a.m. I realized once again I forgot to check in last night when I got home. I think I mentioned this, but I did start Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier, and I have already finished it. I devoured it. I basically read it. Well, I listened to the audiobook. I got it on Hoopla, and the Queen, Davina Porter, narrates it. So I knew I was gonna like it, and I did. I think if you like pirate books at all, you'll like this one. It is a bit of a PG-13 book. There is no explicit or really dark graphic content on page, or even really alluded to in the book. So it's a nice kind of gentle pirate book. I will say at the very beginning, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the main character, Donna. She's not very likable at the beginning, but she does grow on you as the story progresses. There's a lot of adventure. There's good chemistry. There's a little romance. Yeah, the ending was a little anticlimactic. I wanted a little more drama and angst at the end, but I am very pleased with how things came to a close. So all in all, I really, really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I'm really, really glad that I've read so many good books this weekend. It's been exactly what I needed. So anyways, I loved it. What's on my agenda today? Let's see. I'm gonna do some meal prep. So I'm making a quiche right now. If you can hear the oven in the background, it's preheating. I'm eventually gonna make a soup. I'm gonna make some Rice Krispies later, I think, because I had a real craving, and why not? And yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do throughout the day. So I'm gonna try and get some of that done. I wanna, of course, keep reading. If I can get one more short book read for this little reading vlog challenge, that would be great. I think I am gonna physically read Memphis. I think that's gonna be next. Or jumping back into the My series by S.T. Abbey. I have that on Kindle. Or see what shortish books I have available on my audio. on Audible or Hoopla or Libby or whatever. I'm really gonna let the mood just take me throughout the day. I'm gonna really try to enjoy my day off because we don't get them very often. And so, yeah, anyways, all that to say is good morning. I'm making breakfast. I'm gonna read and I'll check in with you guys a little later today. All right, hello. Doing a quick check-in. I've started Memphis. I am on chapter 4. And just really quickly, something that I really appreciate is that this book has, let me get it up for you, a family tree. And I have already found it so helpful because I'm realizing that this story, each chapter is from a different family member's perspective and it's from a different point in time. So this is really helpful in just keeping me organized around who is who and who is related to who. So I have already found this really helpful. But yeah, like I said, I'm on chapter 4. So I'm not very far, just kind of getting started. I'm on page 30. But yeah, it's really good so far. I'm curious about this family and where we're going and who we're going to meet and how everyone relates to who and what people think about each other. So yeah, I'm very curious. That's my only update right now. So I'm going to get back to reading and I'll check in with you guys in a little. I know that the lighting is not great, but I made my Rice Krispies and goodness, they smell good. Now I just have to let them sit and wait and then we can eat. I'm also pretty far in Memphis. I think I'm on part 3, maybe, oh gosh, I don't even know what page. But all I want to say is that I am really into this story. I think definitely look up the trigger warnings or the content warnings before you pick it up. There is a lot of discussion around sexual assault and sexual trauma. And so, yeah, if you're sensitive to that, just know that going into it. But yeah, it's really interesting. I love this multi-generational structure of the story. It's really captivating. So all that to say is I'm enjoying it. Well, it's a bit heavier, but I'm glad that I'm reading it. And I'm almost done. So I think I've got maybe 50 pages or so left. So I'm going to keep reading and I'll check in a bit. Alrighty. I finished Memphis. Whew. This is beautiful. It is such a touching story and I'm really glad I read it. Whew. Anyways, I think this is wonderful. Everyone should read it. Sorry, Francis is meowing at my feet. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna close out the vlog here. It is Monday evening. Just getting ready to cook myself some dinner, kind of get ready mentally, going back to work tomorrow. So this feels like a good time to end. Wow, I hit home runs with every book I picked up. I really don't think you can go wrong picking up any of the 5 books that I read. The Risk was wildly entertaining, a total page turner, and I will be reading it later this evening. Open Water was gorgeous, such poetic writing, a really moving, meaningful story. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute was just the cherry on top. It was such a pick-me-up. It was charming and sweet and funny and just all the feel-good vibes that I needed this weekend. I love it. Highly, highly recommend. Then Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier, also excellent if you want a little PG-13 pirating adventure. I loved it. And then finally Memphis was stellar. And so, wow, all of these books were great. I can't pick a favorite. They were wonderful. I feel really grateful that I picked these up this weekend. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. yeah, I hope you all are well, and I'll see you guys in another one soon. Bye.